Please welcome Screwfix's Chief Information Officer, Nick Burton.
Hello, Elevate. It's an absolute pleasure to be here and talk a bit about the Screwfix story. Now, many of you probably have not heard of Screwfix before. As you saw from the video, we operate in the UK, Ireland, and are now rolling out in France. But it's a business that is absolutely focused on its purpose. So our purpose is to help our customers get their jobs done quickly, affordably, and right first time. And we do that through providing absolute convenience, brilliant products, great value, and we have exceptional people that deliver amazing service. So to bring that to life a little bit more, because some of the stats are slightly out of date in that video, we've now got over 950 stores in the UK. We've opened several in the last few weeks. Our absolute focus on convenience is because our core customers, tradespeople, need to get the things they need to do the jobs for their customers as quickly as possible. So we have 10,000 products that are in each of our stores. They're available on a 1-minute click and collect. There's about 8,500 products that we can then deliver to you, to site, from store. That's our Screwfix Sprint service. That's now in as little as 20 minutes. We have a range of about 85,000 SKUs. That's been growing quite rapidly, and that's through a mix of the in-store range, about 50,000 SKUs that we can fulfill overnight for click and collect from our stores, and then about 25,000 more that are through dropship. And a lot of our brands are actually own brands. We've got about 40 different own brands that we sell, all of which are trade rated, so a huge focus on product quality, because tradespeople need to be able to fit and forget. You know, they don't want to have to go back and do the job again if the part fails. We have really competitive pricing. We have, things like our trade bulk save, low price guarantee that give our customers confidence that they should just naturally come to Screwfix first because they're always going to get the best products at the best price. And our 14,000 colleagues across our stores and our distribution centres and at head office deliver amazing service. Last week, NPS over 88%. So a real testament to the way that our model works. Now, for our core customers, time is money. If you're a tradesperson, the more jobs you can get done in a day, the more you get paid. So they want to get in and out and get their products as quickly as possible. That's why we've rolled out so many stores. It's also why we're a very digital business. So 3/4 of our sales come through our web or the app or the tablets that we have in store where they can browse the whole range and send an order to the till. But we've also got a very big store network, so 950 stores, so 95% of the UK population are within 20 minutes of one of our stores. And that's all about making it as easy as possible to access our products. Now, we think that stores and digital really work together in harmony. They're like yin and yang. We couldn't deliver the proposition that we deliver, the experience that we deliver, if we didn't have the combination of the two. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time now talking about how we think about our customer experience, how we think about commerce, and some of the key principles that we've used to kind of build our proposition. So the first thing is making it really easy for customers to find what they need. So we use our store location at all touch points, whether it's a message saying that there's an order ready to collect, we will tell you exactly where that is, whether that's through Google Shopping, where we'll show stock information about the store that is closest to you, where you could most easily go to collect. We have real-time stock, so truly real-time stock. That's enabled by our fantastic tech stack, and that allows us to give real-time information and absolute confidence to our customers that when we say that a product is going to be ready for them to collect, that it truly will be. We use that information wherever the customer goes, even if that's off-platform. So Google Shopping, for example, we're providing real-time data to Google so that that is always as accurate as it possibly can be. In fact, we recently made some improvements to our platform so that we can now supply that data in real time to Google. So that's about 9.5 million product location stock updates per minute that we're sending. And we did in fact cause Google a little bit of problem with the volume we were sending. So they've had to up their game slightly there as well. And we let people find products in a way that works for them. So of course that can be search through through Google or another search engine. That can be through our site, through the on-site search. But we've also invested in things like visual recognition, where you can just point the camera from your app at a product that you don't know how to describe it, and it will match that to our catalog for you. So if I walk through the journey a typical tradesperson might go through, they've arrived at a customer's house, there's a burst pipe in this case, and they need a pipe fitting to fix this problem. So they might go onto Google and they might do a search. They may find the product that they need. In this case, it's available at Screwfix. Our nearest store is 1.2 miles away from where they're currently located. There we are. Yeah, they then click through into our website or into our app, and they can see exactly how many are in stock for collection right now. And that's all enabled by the real-time supply chain. So we have a single view of our inventory in real time across all of our stores, all of our warehouses. That's been maintained in our order management. And it's supported by some principles around the way that we operate that means that we will never have a situation where we're promising a customer something that we can't then actually deliver. So we only sell what we have on the shelf. And our stores are like warehouses, so if we've had a delivery coming in from our distribution center and the product is on a cage in the store, it won't yet be available to sell until it's been scanned into its location and it's ready to be immediately picked. The other thing we do from a supply chain point of view is have a relentless focus on fulfilling the order straight away. Clearly in store, that's really important for our 1-minute click and collect proposition. But even in our fulfillment center, as you place an order to be delivered to you in a parcel, it is being picked immediately using the automation that we have in our distribution center. And I think I've personally placed orders where I've had the notification saying it's already picked and it's on the truck with the carrier in less than 5 minutes. So real relentless focus on speed of service. Now, the real-time supply chain is all underpinned by our new tech stack. So we've been on a journey to move to a composable architecture. Clearly, we've implemented commercetools, which underpins our web and our app and our in-store experience. And we've also selected Fluent, which is our order management. So they're working as part of our kind of Mac architecture. So all of our customer demand is coming through and being managed by commercetools. We understand all of the different ways in which we can fulfill, and based on cutoff times and so on, we will give accurate information from the order management as to what the customer's options are. And then we fulfill those orders in a number of different ways. So it may go into a parcel in our fulfillment center. That parcel may be sent next day to you, if that's what you like. We also have options around, named day delivery and so on. Or it'll go into a parcel, a big parcel, with lots of orders that are all going to a particular store. So we have a process where we continually filling these big cartons with many products for many different orders. When the carton's full, it gets sealed, it's shipped. And each of our stores receives 20, 30 parcels a day with all of our next day orders. They come on a service where they're delivered to store by 10:30, and we guarantee that your product will be there to pick up by midday through our in-store click and collect. We also replenish our stores, so the 10,000 SKUs, we sell from that stock, and our stores will typically get a delivery every 2 to 3 days. And the products that are then in store are managed through our in-store logistics. That's handling all of the click and collect processes, as well as normal stock management stuff in store, like put away and so on. And that's what enables our click and collect and our same-day delivery service. Same-day delivery is like a click and collect order where it's a driver that comes to collect the parcel rather than the end customer. We also use dropship for products that are, kind of bigger, uglier, stuff that won't fit through our normal network, and virtual stock manages those relationships with dropship vendors. So, moving on in the journey, I've now found my product, I place my order, and I get my alert saying that it's ready to collect. And for many of our customers now, they often arrive at store and actually shop directly on the app, while they're in the car park or while they're on their way into store. Because it's all real time, if I'm using the app, I will get communications that are absolutely personalized to me. So we use in-app notifications and so on to keep customers informed as to what's happening with their order. And that's underpinned by some more principles. So we know who every customer is. Every customer has to have an account to be able to shop with us. That means that we've got brilliant data on what our customers have been buying, how they behave. And we communicate really proactively and, again, in real time. You're maybe getting the theme now. It's all about keeping the customer completely informed at every step of the process so that they've got no uncertainty at all about what they must do and about what is going to happen. We also make sure to include all of the information that they need to do what they need to do at every communication, because people are busy, they're managing and juggling lots of different things, so that clarity of communication is really important. So if I've arrived in store, I need to pick up my, my pipe fitting. If I'm using the Screwfix app, which is our easiest shopping experience, a geofence in the app will identify that you've arrived at one of our stores, and if you have an open order to collect at that store, you'll get this pop-up in the app. You just simply say, I'm here to collect. And if you then listen, if you're in one of our stores, you'll hear this kind of bada bing noise. That's where all the barcode scanning devices our colleagues have are alerted to say, there's a customer here, this is the order that needs to be delivered to them. If it's something that has more than one product, it will already have been picked and it will be in our holding area, so they can just go and grab it nice and quick. If it's a single SKU order, they'll just go straight to the shelf to get it, because that's as fast and more efficient for us. So we want to have a really easy in-store experience. 94% of all of our orders are collected in store, so irrespective of how they were originally ordered. So we're really trying to focus on removing as much friction as possible from every interaction, because time really is money for our customers. So the example with the app check-in, that shaves seconds off. They don't need to go to a kiosk and key in an order number, or they don't need to go to the counter and give their name and order reference. They just tap one button and we bring it out and on they go with their day. We also really believe in enabling self-service wherever possible. So there are a variety of different interactions that customers need to do, cancelling orders and things like that, that it's all possible to do through our app. We've also done things like enable WhatsApp chat, which has now got kind of AI bots that are helping to automate some of those conversations. But it's an asynchronous chat. Once you've validated yourself once through WhatsApp, you'll never need to identify yourself again. You can just pick up the chat and say, hey, I need to cancel this order, or I need to change the product in that order to this, and we'll get straight on it. We provide support when it's needed, and that comes in a variety of different forms. We're giving great information about products, so we've got information available to our colleagues to help customers in store make choices, because it's typically when they're coming in store that they want to get a bit more advice, so they're a bit more unsure about what they needed. And really importantly, we're focused on providing a really consistent omni-channel shopping experience. And that's one of the reasons that we selected commercetools in store. Proud to share that we're, I think, the first scaled rollout of commercetools in store. That will be beginning in 2 weeks' time. And in-store is going to be powering what our colleagues use at the counter to take and manage customer orders. But it's also going to allow us to do things that we can't do today. The ability to build baskets and quotes for the customer at the counter that we can then transfer into their app so that they can make amendments and decide to buy later. A whole series of things that being on a single stack is going to enable for us. We also really focus on trying to make it super easy for colleagues, because the colleagues are at the front line of interacting with the customer. They're the people that are dealing with the issues when they occur. So we want them to be able to do everything that a customer could do or that a contact center agent could do while the customer is there in store to solve whatever needs the customer has right then. And often these things get a bit fragmented. There'll be a process in the contact center for doing, for dealing with this type of issue and so on. But we really believe that empowering all colleagues to be able to solve customers' problems there and then is fundamental. And with 40% of our orders being taken in store, about half of those through the digital tablets and about half of those at the counter, it's super important that we make it really easy for colleagues to help their customers. So people often talk about, kind of having things like a single view of the customer, and that's really important for delivering a great experience. We think about it as being like the single everything of the customer. So everything that we do, all of the technology that we use, is all designed to make sure that we've got that that really clear view of who the customer is and all of the information that we need to deliver an exceptional experience for them. So how do we do that? Well, we've gone full kind of Mac architecture through our replatforming. The order management forms the foundation for many of the things that I've talked about today, and so clearly we're working with Fluent on that. We have a customer master in Redpoint, which is again updated in real time. Commercetools is our commerce engine, both for the website and for the app, and now also for in-store. Bloomreach, who I know here today, is what we use to manage all of the content through our websites and our app, and that's across all channels. So we'll also be using Bloomreach to surface content to colleagues in the store app, for example. We've also invested in real-time marketing automation. So we use Telium Audience Stream as our customer data platform. So that is putting customers into real-time audiences based upon their behavior, and then we're using that for a whole variety of different things, whether that's transactional comms, whether that's promotions. Braze is what we're using to deliver all of our messaging to our customers. So, and the in-app messaging is incredibly powerful for us. So, the engagement levels that we get, the ability to drive behavior through nudging people with those in-app notifications linked to really relevant promotions has been super powerful for us. It's all tied together with Tyke, our integration layer, and we've built our front ends using React and React Native, and really proud to partner with AWS on kind of the glue that pulls the entire platform together. So that's our single everything of the customer from a tech point of view, and it's all designed to deliver this super easy experience. We want the handoff between devices as I'm moving from a web browser to an app to a tablet in store or talking to a colleague in store to be completely seamless. It doesn't matter which channel you're choosing to use, whether it's the contact center, whether it's a WhatsApp, all of the information that we have about that customer, their basket, their history, and so on, is completely seamless across all of those different devices. We want to enable customers to be able to do everything that they need to do in every channel. Yeah, so we don't want to have to force customers to call the contact center for this particular type of issue or problem. They should be able to manage that within their app or within the store. And we've really built the app as being our easiest shopping experience. It brings together a number of components, but because it knows, because it's an app running on a device, it knows things like location and so on, it allows us to go a bit further in making it really easy for customers to do what they need to do. The app's grown phenomenally. It's over 20% of total business sales now are through the app, and we see that when people start moving to use the app, they're far stickier, so we get greater frequency while maintaining our AOV. So if you don't have an app, I can't imagine there's anybody out there that doesn't have an app yet, but really been absolutely transformative for us. The app's also a place where we're able to test things quickly, yeah? So it's the kind of testing ground for new capabilities that we then, once we understood how they perform, we will then deploy back into our other channels. So, super easy experience. And to summarize, really at Screwfix, we start with absolutely understanding our customer, yeah? If you really take the time to understand what it is that's driving and motivating them, what is it that they're trying to achieve, and then build your experience around that, you will build better experiences, I think. You probably picked up the real-time theme, so having a real-time supply chain and making business decisions that are often not easy decisions around how the business is going to work, but decisions like we'll only sell what's on the shelf, that make it far easier to then deliver a really consistent experience. I think there's a lot of retailers that struggle with some of those decisions, and it adds a lot of complexity. So if you're able to really challenge yourselves around the way that you approach your business model, that can make a huge difference. The single everything of the customer completely underpins the way that we think about the technology that we deploy and how we're going to engage with customers, whether it's transactional and they're making a purchase, whether it's through our comms. And bringing it all together, it's all about having a super, super, super easy experience. Yeah, really leverage the capabilities of the devices that people are using, and hone the experience to be as slick and frictionless as you possibly can. So that's the Screwfix story. I'm going to be around today and tomorrow, so feel free to grab me if you want to have a chat. Love to hear other people's experiences about their use of composable commerce. We're all on the journey together, approaching it all from slightly different angles. And yeah, thank you very much.